Hello and happy Monday. Here is that screencast that I promised. It's going to be really short. We were just about done last Tuesday, but I wanted to wrap this up so we could get started right away on web development the following week. So we left off talking about color. When we sit down to think about color for a website, there's some different ways that we can approach it. We might need to use the brand or the logo colors depending on what the client wants. This would obviously strengthen the brand, reinforce the brand. We can consider color psychology. We want to think about who the target audience is and how we can appeal to them and their emotions, what type of message we want to send, how we can use colors to convey that. We also want to limit color. There was an example a few slides back of all crazy colors, which is distracting to a user. Makes it difficult for them to navigate and figure out what parts are supposed to be emphasized, where to look on the page to find content. So we want to limit colors. Using too many colors distracts from the content and it reduces hierarchy and contrast. One idea is to create a rather monochromatic color scheme and use an accent color for emphasis. We want to think about contrast between text and background. We want our text to be as readable as possible, so that contrast is important. And we can use online tools like color.adobe.com to choose a color scheme. And we've seen this website before. I showed it a few weeks back when we were talking about design for print. So that's an option as well. So here's an example of a color scheme that follows branding colors. So they've pulled this blue and red from the logo and used it on their website. Use of an accent color. So there's nice monochromatic color scheme, lets the content do the speaking, but then we've got a splash of this nice gold color as well for highlight. Color psychology. Okay, so we've talked about Facebook before and the importance of blue with their logo and their marketing. So blue is a corporate color, kind of speaks corporate America. It's a logical color. We know it's a trustworthy color. We see blue more than we see any other color. The sky is blue, the ocean is blue. So it's come to be known as a calming color, trustworthy color. So we're going to be trusting Facebook as we spill all of our personal information on it, right? So Facebook is using this blue color scheme. If we think about our target audience, this is an example here, Say Yes to the Dress. This is a website geared toward bridal apparel. So they're using these nice soft colors to appeal to that audience. Okay, above the fold. So just like newspapers have an above the fold area, so does web design. This is the portion of the web page that we see before we start scrolling or swiping. So we want to consider above the fold area and what the users are going to see right off the bat. We want to provide important information. We want it to look appealing, enticing to continue scrolling. Some people think it's important to put call of action above the fold, so it's front and center. So that's an idea. There's some different thoughts on that depending on who your audience is and how much they know about your product. Some think that might be too pushy, depending on who the audience is. Sometimes a call of action requires some explanation for the audience to feel comfortable using it. But bottom line is there's going to be a certain area the audience sees first, and we want to consider what they're seeing as they land on our website. So here's an example of a design where the designer thought about the above the fold area for desktop and for the mobile version. And they've got this nice hero image of the horse, enticing us to possibly look further into the website. They've got some important content about this horse, and they've got their menu right at the top, their logo. So they've got a nice above the fold area for their desktop and mobile version. Okay, so I'm just going to leave you with some additional thoughts for good web design practices. We want to optimize images for quick loading. So when we saved our JPEGs out of Photoshop, we got an option where we could click on 2up or 4up. We could see the different qualities of the different file sizes we were saving for. So the goal in saving for web is to save the smallest file size possible for quick loading without compromising quality. And this is where we can see that as we use the Save for Web dialog box in Photoshop. We do want to crop images to size in Photoshop first. We can use very large images with web, and we can size them down using code. But those extremely large images are still trying to load on our web page if we do that. And so that could, if we have many images on our website, that could slow it down. So we do want to crop images to size first and then save them for web. Okay, so that's it. I told you that was going to be short and sweet. Stay tuned for some great presentations this week, and I will see you tomorrow.